Hi everybody, I'm Steve Dufresne. I'm the CEO at Anthros, and I'm coming to you live at our manufacturing facility. And I have two chairs. One of you is going to actually be getting this chair. We're shipping a handful of these out to you early influencers, and I thought it'd be great to complement the instruction video the instructions that are coming to you guys with a quick video of how to set the chair up. You can watch this one over and over and over again, or get tired of me and only watch it once. So, 2 boxes are going to arrive. If you don't get 2 boxes, your Anthros chair isn't ready to be set up yet. There's a bigger box and a smaller box. The reason we had to do this is the size of the chair. If we had put it in one box, the shipping is so big and so expensive, it's literally triple the cost. You can blame FedEx and UPS on this one, but you're getting 2 boxes. Start with the little box. It's the base. Inside of that are 2 components. There's your base. You're all going to be getting a 4-spoke base. And in the other smaller box is the cylinder that goes in the base. It goes shiny side up, and you're going to notice, if you come in a little closer, on this right here, as I turn it around, see how one of these sticks out? This thing talks to the base, and you make this little pin line up right here. Look at that. That's all you got to do. This one's in and ready to go. Now it's ready to put the chair on top of it. So, set that off to the side. Inside the big box is another box, and inside of that is a toolkit with some parts and pieces. I'm going to set these down over here for a second. And the upper back is in there. I'm going to set this down for a second. I want to show you what's inside the bag. I'll lay all the parts out on the table. This is the spring. This goes into the upper back. It helps the upper back pivot. I'll explain how to put that in a minute. There's a bolt and a washer. So let's start by doing that. Then there's a little metal pin, and this pin has one side higher than the other. And this side is what you'd kind of hold on to with your hands, the high side. And when we put this together on the upper, you slide this in first, and that kind of holds the back in place, and then you're going to take the bolt and you put the bolt in. That's my up close version of this. So let's go get the chair out of the box. Next, come on over here. I've tried to take these out of the box and I wrestle with it. 1, because it's kind of heavy and bulky, but 2, there's handles on the side for carrying this thing, and when they get dented in, they stick in here like this, and they kind of catch when you're trying to pull it out. So do yourself a favor and push those outwards so they can't get caught when you're pulling the chair out. Then just grab the cardboard and the upper back and pull this whole thing up. Just reach down here and pull the chair out. It comes out as a big hunk. I'm going to set it on the ground. You're not going to hurt it. Take this piece of cardboard off and save everything. There's nothing else in that box. These are all the parts right here, and it's really this simple to put together. If you take this and you flip it upside down, so you're looking at the bottom of the chair, you see this little hole right here? That hole lines up with this shape, so you know exactly how to put it in. Just slide it down in there, and the chair's put together, other than the upper back. So you can flip it back over. You can leave this on here, okay? See this tape? If you don't see this part on here, go looking for it in the box. It should stay on though in shipping. It gets taped on. And what it is this is a decorative cuff. So when we put the upper back on, this part goes on and it hides the hinge, and it makes the chair look aesthetically pleasing instead of looking at nuts and bolts. So leave this here. I'm gonna get the back and our spring. See this little spring? This little beak points forwards and it goes into there. And the other part of it goes just down into there. That's it. And this little part that I'm holding on to by the wider end, it holds everything together. So you just bring this up here, kind of push them all together, push all the parts backwards, nice and, I call it nice and tight. Don't try and put it together here, it won't. Just push them all back, and you put this in there and move it around a little, and you get it to start. I said, you get it to start, come on. Wow, that's tougher than I would care for it to be if I was you. There we go. Patience. It won't be this way in production. You guys are getting this little bushing here. In production, there's a very special bolt that we have that takes the place of this, and it holds it all together. And you just keep pushing this component in and through, right, with the bolt in there and the washer, and then you use your tool. Keep moving it around until it's in there and you thread it in. Okay? I'm going to turn it in until it stops. Be careful. Be careful not to scratch this when you turn it. If you're kind of crazy, you could scuff it, so just be cautious. And turn it in until it stops. Slung it up. And now the back has a nice little hinge and spring, returns to center. And you take your tape off. And you slide this cuff up. And I'm going to turn this. See this little tongue right here? This little tongue goes down into this part. So you lift it up and you slide it up there really nice and high. And then you kind of pull down on it and you get it to catch right there. You'll feel it. You saw me kind of lift it up until I got it hooked in there. It hooks in. And then it just, there's a couple little snaps down here at the bottom. Brenda, I'll pull it up so you can see better. Can you shoot an angle down? Then you just press this in. Right? And if you have to take it off, you can pull it off with your fingers and lift it up and out the same way it came off. Wow, it's really good and in there. We're gonna leave it on. That's it. This is how your chair works. And then you guys can start adjusting your lower back by turning this knob.
Oh yeah, what's it?
You can turn the upper back by turning this knob. Your arms are height adjustable. They rotate. They slide forwards and backwards. And if you need them to go wider, this whole thing can move in and out. There's just a toggle down here you can climb underneath and you just pull it open, just like your seat on a bike. Slide it in and out, lock it in. And then you've got two more controls, the front two. The front right, everybody knows how to height adjust their chair. You just lift this up and up it goes. And then I'm gonna get on for the last one. The last two. When you sit down on the chair, it can tilt, and you can make it tilt and change the tension. Like you guys have been on chairs where they're really spring loaded and you can't tilt it at all. It's from turning a screw or a knob or a spring underneath. Ours is right here, so you can hear this. They turn it right until it stops, and now it won't spring. If I turn it back a couple clicks, I can get a little spring. If I turn it back all the way down, there's little to no spring. So you guys got to find your own balance point of what feels good to you. So for me, kind of put it about there. It's enough to hold me up, or if I want to relax and stretch, it's enough for me to overcome and tilt and then sit back up and tasking. If you don't want that, even if you don't want it to tilt at all and you just want it upright, the other knob is your tilt lock, and it only turns like a quarter of a turn. So if you're turning it and it's not moving, try the other direction. Did you hear that click? Now the chair can't tilt. If I unlock it, I can tilt again. But there's one more position in here. You can lock it out at 0 degrees all the way up, or you can lock it out. I unlock it and I move back just a little bit in the system, turn the lock on again, and feel around here. There we go. Now it's locked at 6 degrees, so with a little bit of tilt. If you just want to set the chair up once and you don't want to monkey with it or play with the spring, you don't like bouncing, a lot of people find this second position just a perfect amount of relaxation while still allowing you to task. And I think that's about it. Oh, one more thing. While I've got you. This is how I would set the chair up if I was you. Once it's together, and I've showed you where all the controls are, I would set it up like this. I would take both of these back knobs and I would turn them all the way backwards until both of them stop. Okay? Put the arm supports all the way down and out of your way. let's just focus on setting the chair up for your body. Make sure the chair's all the way up, raise it up all the way, because I don't know how tall you are, and then just sit down on the chair. And my feet are kind of a little too high yet. So step one is I need to bring them down a little. You guys know how to do that. Figure it out. If you go down all the way and it's still too high for you, you're going to need a foot support. So, of some sorts. That's common. Short legs might need a little more foot support. Okay, chair's set up for height. The next thing you have to do is not start turning the backs. You have to sit up your best. And what I mean by that is give yourself a nice low back curve. Sit up as proper as you can. So if you've got an arched back down here, that's what we're looking for. And once you have that arched back, turn your bottom one up until it gives you enough support in that position to be able to relax. And that's enough to hold me up all by itself. Maybe experience that for a little bit, just low back support. And it's like, wow, I can really be held by my pelvis. And then the last step is turning the other knob and bringing that up to your body will tell you where you want it, forwards or backwards. You might adjust the other one down a little bit and go ahead, move them around until you get that really good comfort. And then maybe the last thing that you're doing is potentially tuning the tension a little bit more, going, that's great, but I feel like I need it to tilt a little more. It's a little too much. Or again, I don't want to tilt. Lock it out. And the last step would be adjust your arm supports. And that's kind of the tip to tail. If you guys have any problems, you know you can reach out to Ashley or myself or anyone on the Anthros team. We're here to help you and make sure that you have a successful and very comfortable ride. Thanks.